Good morning, children. Today we are going to learn a new lesson from the unit The Dawn of Hope. The name of the unit is The Jungle Air Crash. So, in this lesson, we are mainly focusing on it is a survival story written by Julian Kopke. It is an extract taken from her memoir When I Fell from the Sky, which describes in detail the horrifying experience she had in the jungle surviving from the air crash. This is a picture of jungle air crash. So now you are seeing the picture of Julian Kopke. As I said earlier, she's a famous writer, and the chapter The Jungle Air Crash is taken from her memoir When I Fell from the Sky. So children, now we can watch a video. Children, what do you understand from this video? What idea does you got from this video? Yes, so this is a video of a air crash, isn't it? So now this is the extract from your textbook, and I will read this aloud and you can underline the difficult words. Okay, you can identify the difficult words from this passage. So children, please listen carefully. I have always enjoyed flying. My mother and I boarded Lanza Airlines flight 508 as I had just finished secondary school in Lima, and we wanted to spend Christmas with my father in our jungle hut. Daddy, an ecologist, and mother, an ornithologist, held professorships at San Marcos University in Lima, and we spent a lot of time in the jungle where they carried out research. I was sitting in the third row of seats from the rear, next to the window. Mother sat beside me, and a man we didn't know on the easel. Everything seemed quite normal. The takeoff, the climb over the snow-covered Andes, breakfast and smiling stewardesses, then the green jungle stretching east to the horizon. People were reading or chatting. Everyone was in a holiday mood. In clear weather, the flight from Lima to Pucallpa is one of the most beautiful in the world. But 30 minutes after takeoff, when we were over the jungle, visibility diminished. And then, all of a sudden, we hit a storm front. And this time, it was completely different from anything I had experienced before. Broad daylight turned to night around us. Lightning was flashing incessantly from all directions. At the same time, an invisible power began to shake our aeroplane as if it were a plaything. People cried out as objects fell on their heads. Bags, flowers, packages, toys, jackets, and clothing rained down hard on us. Sandwich trays and bags soared through yellow flames shooting from the right wing. I was blinded by that blazing light, while at the same time I heard my mother saying quite calmly, "Now it's all over." An instant later, there was a violent shaking, and I found myself outside the plane, flying apart from it, still strapped into my seat. But I was alone, and I was falling. So children, I hope you understand the passage, and you must have identified the difficult words too. So now we can look for the difficult words. First word can be boarded. It means be ready for passengers to get on. Be ready for passengers to get on. So this is the picture of boarding. You must have seen the people boarding in aeroplane. So they are getting off for getting out. So boarded means be ready for passengers to get on. Ornithologist. It's a person who studies or an expert on birds, who study about birds or who is an expert in the field of birds can be termed as ornithologist. Like teacher, doctor, there are some profession, right? So ornithologist is also a profession. Professorship. It is the position of an university professor. Actually, it simply means a position of an university professor. Next comes the word research. It means the systematic investigation into and study of materials and sources in order to establish facts and reach new conclusions. So, finding something new through a lot of study and investigation can be termed as research. Next comes the word rear. It means the back part of something. So in this picture we can see the picture of the car from the mirror. So it is the rear picture of the car. Easel. This means the passage between the row of seats. So in this picture you can see some space will be there, isn't it, between the seats. So that passage is known as easel. Stewardess. It means a woman employed to look after the passengers on a ship or aircraft. So we must have air hostess. It simply means air hostess. They are known as stewardess. Lightning. So you must all know what is lightning, isn't it? Lightning is the occurrence of a natural electrical discharge of a very short duration at high voltage between a cloud and the ground or within a cloud. So this picture, you must be very aware of this picture. It is accompanied by the rain most of the time, isn't it? So lightning means the occurrence of a natural electrical discharge. So children, you must be really aware about the content of the chapter, isn't it? So let's just scaffold what all things have come across in this chapter. So what is the title of the story? What is the title of the story? Yes, it is The Jungle Air Crash. It is The Jungle Air Crash. Next, who is the narrator of the story? Who is the narrator of the story? Yes, you are right. It's Julian Popke. It's Julian Popke. Now, what is the profession of narrator's mother? What was the profession of narrator's mother? Very good. She was an ornithologist who studies about birds or an expert about birds. Okay children, now all of you take up a book and write a paragraph on the topic, what will you do if you are left alone in a jungle? What will you do if you are left alone in a jungle? I hope you all have done that. We can move into the next section. So, I will ask you some questions. Okay. Why did the narrator spend a lot of time in the jungle? Why did she spend a lot of time in the jungle? The narrator spent a lot of time in the jungle because her father was an ecologist and mother was an ornithologist, and they carried out researches in the jungles. Next, why was there a holiday mood in the plane? Why was there a holiday mood in the plane? Why was there a holiday mood? Yes. As the takeoff was normal, the climb over the snow-covered Andes, breakfast, green jungle, stretching east to the horizon, etc. were so perfect, and people were reading or chatting. So they were in a holiday mood, enjoying mood, isn't it? So children, I will give you an activity to do as a homework. Will you do that? Okay, very good. Write a profile about Julian Kopke. Who is Julian Kopke? Yes, the author. So, write a brief profile about Julian Kopke and submit to me by tomorrow. Okay? Okay, children? Thank you.